Welcome back to Talkpoint. Across the United States, labor strikes are intensifying as workers from key industries including education, healthcare, and auto manufacturing demand higher wages, a safer workplace, and better benefits. Tonight, we explore why strikes are spreading, what unions are demanding, and how these disputes could shape the US economy and politics. Labor activism has been rising since the pandemic, which exposed deep inequalities in pay and working conditions. From teachers facing overcrowded classrooms to nurses stretched thin in hospitals and auto workers confronting automation fears, frustrations has been building for years. Now these groups are working off the job in growing numbers to force change. Closed schools, parents with children, teachers holding banners. In multiple states, teachers are striking over low pay and lack of classroom resources. Many educators argue that salaries have not kept pace with inflation, and they are calling for smaller class size, more funding for schools, and better mental health support for students. Districts are scrambling to keep schools open, with some parents caught in the middle of the standoff. Healthcare staff, from nurses to technicians, are also joining picket line. After years of pandemic stress and chronic understaffing, many say they can no longer sustain the workload. Striking workers are demanding better pay, reduced patients to staff ratios, and improved workplace protections. Hospitals administrators warn that prolonged strike could disrupt patients' care. Auto factories, assembly lines, union rallies. Meanwhile, auto workers are striking in Midwest and South. Their demands include higher wages, job security, and guarantees that automation and the transition to electric vehicles won't leave them behind. The auto industry is facing pressure to modernize, but unions argue that workers deserve a fair share of corporate profits as companies invest billions in new technology. Unions are finding strength in numbers. Coordinated strikes, action, and solidarity across industries are amplifying their impact. Social media has also played a role, helping workers organizing and gain public support. Many say this as part of a broader labor movement demanding systemic change in how workers are treated in America. Economic charts, politicians at rallies, news debate. The strikes carry significant economic implications. Work stoppage disrupt production, slow services, and cost companies millions of dollars. Politically, Democrats are generally expressing support for workers' rights, while Republicans warn that prolonged strikes could hurt the economy. With the 2026 midterms approaching, both parties are watching closely how the labor movement resonates with voters. Poll result, interviews with families, community meetings. Public opinion is mixed but leaning toward sympathy for weak workers. Many Americans agree that wages have not kept up with the cost of living, but others worry about disruption to schools, hospitals, and industries that rely on daily. Communities affected by strikes are struggling to balance support for workers with concerns about immediate impact. Workers standing on picket lines, union flag wavings, headlines on labor strikes. As the strikes spread across the nation, the battle between workers, employers, and policymakers is intensifying. At its core, the wave of labor action is about fairness, dignity, and the future of work in America. Talkpoint will continue following these developments as they unfold. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.